Hello, I'm jashykins, and I'm trying to get back into vlog reviews. And I'm going to start my little comeback with The Strain episode Night Zero, which is the pilot episode for this series. Now, this series is one I've been looking to for a while. I've heard it's based on a book series, so I'm going to be checking that out someday. And so, yes, finally, I was excited for it finally to premiere. I had to, watch the premiere after it premiered just because, I stupidly forgot when it was going to be coming, so. But let's get started with this little vlog review. Now, first off, how they do vampires. I've of course heard people talking about the books, and the books, I guess it gets hard to describe them as vampires or really anything we're used to. But for now, since it's the pilot episode and things are being kept simple, at least for now, I'm just going to refer to them as vampires, and if and when things change, I will start changing my word usage. Anyways, I'm really, really glad they took a dark look at the vampires. I have no problems with, people having nice romancy vampires, but it's, nice every now and again to see vampires that are actually really scary. It's really nice to see that, just because it switches things up. It's like if you get too much of one thing, you start not to like it as much. And I'm also glad that they're looking at vampires in a scientific angle. Throughout this episode, a bunch of people are trying to figure out what's going on because they don't know about the vampires. And yeah, they just examine hey, this is this word for this. And it's really great to see the vampire genre do that. Now, it can, of course, be done wrong, a la Stephenie Meyer and her Twilight vampires. But, this show seems to be doing it right. Making things sort of make sense for now, sort of not, just because this is the pilot episode, so we're just being brought into the world. But, so I'm hoping for, things to get explained. And for some things to add up. Okay, it seems like these organs are making new organs or something. Maybe in a future episode we get to learn what that means. But for right now, it's doing good, very well. And something that seemed to spark a big fucking debate on the IMDb boards is there's this one part when the scientist and his wife are in marriage counseling, and she basically just tells him, hey, look, I want to divorce you just because I don't like the lack of intimacy. I see you every day at best, maybe every other day at worst. And people were coming down on her like she's some sort of bitch, when I'm in a sort of long-distance relationship it'd take too long to explain for this video, but, I can do that, but, other people can't. And when you're in a relationship, both parties need to agree on things. You need to work out any disagreements, insecurities, or whatever, and work things out. And some people like certain things. When you get started in a relationship, you might think, hey, I can deal with this, and later on you find out you can't. It's no fault to her. And then some people are saying, well, she told him to quit his job to get back with her, and that's not what happened in the episode. What happened in the episode is the husband was, sort of freaking out, trying to hold on to this marriage he wants. And And in the state of panic, he goes, "Oh, I'll quit my job for this, if I can be together with you again, that'll make you happy." And she tells him that no, she knows what he's doing is important, and she doesn't want him to quit his job. If the reverse were true, the dynamic of the entire scene would have been different. And I guess she would have been a little more unlikable. But, he's the one that suggested it. So, and finally, for those of you who are wondering, since you might be horror fans like me, hey, is it worth it? Is it creepy? There were a bunch of parts that made you go, ugh. And I guess they're probably a jump scare too, but there were more things going on, especially the end of the episode. The end of the episode was like, ugh. It's like, okay, you're at the first warning sign at the end of the episode was the happy music. If you're in a horror movie or a horror show, happy music starts to play, shit's going down. And it does. And I have been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. If you go to my blog, you can see vlog reviews like this. You can see Let's Plays and a bunch of other stuff. And if you go on like a sidebar thingies, you can, see where else I am in the web. Like if you want to drop by Twitter and say, "Hi, Jash," you can do so. And finally, the link in the description, if you're on YouTube, if you're on my blog, of course it's going to be on the side, is donate your account. And if you do that, it'll allow me to use your Twitter and or Facebook accounts, and you can choose the option to let me post through your accounts once a day, once a week, or once a month. And I will, of course, be using it for my blog stuff. And so you'll be helping me expand my audience. So if you're like watching this vlog, like, she really deserves a bigger audience, you can help. And until next video, goodbye. Birdie.